Would you believe me if I said that I actually forgot today was the last day of the year? Uh, which is why I put up the Rokana video. Although I am writing a script for something else, but I don't think I'll finish it today. Um, as I usually do, I'm going to give my, I guess, thoughts and analysis in terms of the overall year and what I liked and didn't like. I have to say, a lot of what I didn't like about this year is so much repetition of last year because last year I was sick of applying to a whole bunch of different places, and I had other things that are getting on my nerves as well with the voice actor situation. And it really seems like both of those two things were taken to an extreme in the sense that I applied for the most jobs in one year I ever have, over 100, and I was also backstabbed twice by two different VAs, one of which almost made me quit even making my show because of how treacherous I thought it was. But I've talked about that before. And I don't mean to minimize the virus because it has killed 300,000 people in the US, not counting all the other countries and people that have been infected with it who may perish as well, unfortunately. I'm simply saying that much of the issues that I had with last year, virus excluded, were taken and amplified this year. And really, I hate that when you complain about things, you have these people who try to, I guess, make it seem as if there's like they talk about negativity, but a lot of this stuff should be complained about. When you have people dying from a virus, you should be upset over it. When you have people who stand in the way of you doing something you want to do, you have the right to be upset about it. And I was actually contemplating doing a video about how it seems like when you're a man and you complain about something, not only do people not care, like let's say if it's about employment, for example, but they also try to like make you reacting to it in the way any person who wants to achieve a particular thing would, and having it not go that way seem like you're crazy. Like, oh my God, this person is yelling because this thing that they consider part of their dream is not happening over and over again. I can't believe they would be upset over that. um, I do want to try to do more documentaries. What ended up happening is my computer, when I download a file and I put it in my editor, it'll effectively take up the space of two files that are that size. So let's say I download a file that's 100 MB, for example. If I put it in my editor, even though it still is 100 MB, it treats it as though it's a duplicate in the overall storage unit. So it'll be 200 MB. Um, and then the only way to make it go back to being 100 MB is to delete the file when it was initially saved in the computer. But then it'll still be 100 MB because one part of it will still exist, the one that you didn't delete. So I'm going to try to clear out some space for stuff. I was writing a script earlier today. It really just depends on what my mood is. And, one of the biggest, I guess, source of disappointment for me is that whenever you do a documentary, you have the script, you do the editing, and you try to give some commentary, the improv, which would serve as additional information to go along with the text and the various things I'm reading off the script. So I try to do those, and I only usually get annoyed when they don't get as many views as I would like, but that's kind of the story of my YouTube career at this point. Doing something and hoping it gets views just to get let down over and over. Um, yeah, I really think that as bad as this year was in terms of the virus, the only real saving grace is that it did allow me to spend some more time with certain things I'd like to do that I wouldn't have gotten under other circumstances. But it still was really lousy. I get why people want to escape it, but I also find it kind of silly, the fact that they're like all upset with this year and they're acting like because tomorrow it'll be 2021 it's automatically going to get better, especially when a lot of the I mean, with the virus everybody is finding someone to blame. So if all of those same people are still around, isn't it just going to make next year a duplicate of this one. But like if no one's changing up what they're doing and they supposedly had some role to play in this thing spreading. But yeah, I want to finish the rest of that season of my show. I got half of it done. I actually had two episodes I was doing, and one of them is after the other one, and I started on that one first, which is why I couldn't finish the one that's before that one at the time I would have liked, because time went to the other, the latter installments. But I'll try to do it this week. And I've got a couple of different candidates for a documentary. I've got about a few paragraphs from this one person I really like that I wanted to learn more about. So, it was not good. Like I would say overall this year for most people and for myself as well, because the unemployment situation, which is, if anything, sweeping more people into its ridiculousness. Um, and it is ironic to watch people say that someone doesn't want to work as they're applying for literally dozens of places. Like it's Twilight Zone, rhetoric. Um, but I think that the few things that were good about this year were really good. Again, the few, and I just hope next year isn't as awful. I actually went on a song I like, and in the comment section there was a comment from a year ago where somebody said that uh, that year was bad. I hope 2020 is better, and it's so like there are people actually respond to that saying that this did not age well. Like for that person, it was already bad and it just got worse, and that's kind of how I felt about last year as well. Again, just from the things I mentioned earlier, but I do hope that things improve for myself and others. So have a good day, stay safe, and Happy New Year.